I'd rather be with you. Ooh, yeah. Hey. Said I'd rather be with you. Hey. Hold on, y'all. I'm coming. I'm trying to. I'm not going to be on camera, though. And I'm not. So shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all scoot up in here like a bumper car and hit the damn like. Y'all know I usually do not go live on Fridays. Because I don't. That just ain't my thing like that. You know what I'm saying? That just really ain't my thing like that. But let me tell y'all what happened to that. Yeah, I had woke up. Y'all see my eyes puffy? It's okay. I promise you. It's fine. So shout out to that. But anyway, so I had woke up and the house was all quiet. I said, what's going on? I said, yeah, the house was all quiet. I said, what's going on? Yeah. Baby, so that was my sign, you know. Here, just like a little Nike check or something, baby. I said, oh yeah, we got action. We got action, poop stars. We got action, poop stars. So shout out to that. Now, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey. Happy 2026. Y'all scoot up in here. Yeah, I'm gonna need y'all to do that. Y'all scoot up here like a bumper car. Hit the damn like, okay? Let's get into some things, y'all. I'm actually glad that I'm going live right now though, because like I didn't need all of this stuff to, you know, pile up. You know what I'm saying? Like dog poop. Yeah. You know, I just didn't know what else to say. I just didn't know what else to say. But yes, I didn't want to let all of this stuff pile up on me, because let me drop these real quick. Let's get into these handy dandy notes. You see, yeah. Baby, y'all see them handy dandy notes? Y'all know what's up. Child, so it's a lot going on. Not too much going on. It's just a little bit, right? Just a little bit, child, and I can work with that. Yeah. Shout out to that. It ain't always gotta be a monster. I'm telling you, cause Lord, I wouldn't even. Child, where would the time come from? You see? So anyway, shout out to that. Shout out to the news. Hey, I know that's what's up. Hit that like button, period. Scoot up and hit the like. But yeah, shout out to the news. Slowing down a little bit, okay? So the girls and boys can touch grass. Yeah. Baby, when I tell y'all, a girl like me, yeah, y'all know big mama, 4 kids. Baby, I be needing the news to slow down just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit. Yeah, but not too much though. Not too much. But anyway, shout out to the little speed bump along the road. Yeah. So anyway, y'all see my handy dandy notes? Y'all know what's up. Now, first of all, I don't think I put Nicki Minaj on my handy dandy notes. So let me just go ahead and get this Nicki talk. Yeah, period. Like Key. I don't know why I thought about him when I said that. Shout out to his channel. I think he is so funny the way he delivers his stuff. But yeah, let me go ahead and get this Nicki talk out the way. So, 2 things. One, they got a petition going on for Nicki. And then 2, yeah, shout out to that. I know that's right. Hit the like button. So 1, they got a petition going on with Nicki Minaj, and I need to know how the Barbs is feeling about that. So hold on. Like Young Dog said, hold up, Barbs. Okay, I'll be over there to check on y'all in a minute. Y'all hit the like button, so shout out to that. Because I have not seen the Barbs ever since they told me to tell Joe Budden, F you. Yeah, basically, true story. Yeah, true story. Y'all know I don't tell no lies. Oh, yeah. Y'all know Miss Press Girl don't do no lying. They did. They told Joe Budden they don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. You see, he can go to hell. With gasoline draws or a robe or set that little beard on fire that he attached to. So anyway, that's what the Barbs had told Joe Budden. Because y'all know, for everybody that don't know, Joe Budden basically said he done with Nikki. Yeah, he said he done, child, like a fresh cooked meal. That's what he said. And so anyway, I ain't seen the Barb since they told Joe Budden to go himself. You understand? So, child, what happened was, I need to go check on the Barbs. Yeah, truth is, like Fantasia said. So I'm gonna do that. Don't hold me to it. But y'all know I'm a real one, and when I say something, you know, it's usually said. You know what I'm saying? So if I don't get too busy and it don't slip my mind, Barbs, I'm definitely gonna come check on y'all this weekend. Period. I said, period. Y'all got somebody that's gonna pull up. Yeah, because I motherfucking care. I said, because I motherfucking care. You see? So shout out to that. I mean, I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? You don't get a lot of people in this space that, child, that's another story for another day. But anyway, so we getting into the petition. Child, they didn't put out a petition. Which, by the way, I don't know how I feel about petitions. Petitions be seeming so like, right. They just seem like they something that get a lot of people riled up, get a lot of attention, and then boom. Nothing. The fuck? So anyway, we're getting into that. Child, like I said, boys, don't worry. I'm gonna come check on y'all because I want to know how y'all feel. But then what else is going on? Oh my God, y'all. Tell me why I had a realization this morning. Child, I had a realization. I know, there I go with that word. Yeah. But you know, the truth is, like Fantasia said, I think I'm just about to start having realizations. Like, maybe this is the year for that. You know what I'm saying? For me. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Don't hate. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Congratulate. You know? Don't hate on it. Wait on it, child. Because them realizations, one thing about them realizations, they be some good news, you know? And we all can use. So, shout out to that. So, tell me why this morning, right, I'm watching TV. Okay, y'all know I barely do that. But I'm watching YouTube like I always do. I tell y'all that all the time. Child, and so tell me why. Y'all, this is crazy. For real, true story. Hit the like button, scoot up in here like a bumper car, and like, yeah, listen. Child, so tell me why I'm watching the fucking cops. I tell y'all that all the time. You know what I'm saying? That's just like, that's just what, you know what I'm saying? I can't explain. How can I explain it? Because I'm trying to see, before cops, what was I watching? I don't even remember. I gotta ask my show's executive producer. But child, one day, my TV just swung to Bad Boys, what you fuck you gonna do? Yeah, that shit. And child, I just been watching ever since. She got me in a chokehold. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to say. And it's crazy too because like a lot of stuff that I watch, the blogs be posting. Does that make sense? Anyway though, let's get to it. So I'm watching TV today, right? And I noticed that they said that a house was swatted, right? Now, first of all, that's the first time I ever heard about a house. No. Let me say this. This is like, okay, so I started telling my show's executive producer, I'm like, you know what? That's weird to me. I said, I've never really heard about a house being swatted before. You know what I'm saying? Like I have heard about like uh on my guy, he losing his medulla in here. Yes, like please send somebody, hurry, we all gotta get away from this monster type shit. And then SWAT be outside. I didn't heard of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm from Texas and that's just what I'm, you know. Child, so the first time I ever heard about a house being swatted, it was Nicki Minaj. You know what I'm saying? And I had never heard, like, it was, like I said, it was new to me. Yeah, like a fresh pair of sneaks. And so, what I realized is when Nicki Minaj's house got swatted is, what swatting is. And so, baby, basically, let me take y'all through there for everybody that don't know real quick. So, swatting is basically when somebody call the police and they be like, oh my God. You know, they tell the police some real elaborate, made up ass story, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it gotta be something big, you know. Or I don't know, I guess they could even do a welfare check too. You know what I'm saying? I would assume that like that would be like a crash out call too. You know, like if you say, oh my God, I ain't heard from such and such all day. Well, I ain't heard from such and such in about a week. Can you go over there and check on them? You know what I'm saying? And then all the cops go to your house in a frenzy trying to check on you, your kids, your dog, you know. That's what swatting is. You know what I'm saying? Basically, when you just, like, with somebody, not you, because I know y'all got better shit to do. Yeah, so shout out to that. Like listen to your girl Shay Renee. You know what I'm saying? And get on your grind and shit. So hit the like button. But anyway, it's basically like when somebody ain't got shit to do and they playing on the phone. You know what I'm saying? Or they playing around. So you know what that remind me of? That remind me of ninja knocking. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm from, we was kids, we used to do that. We would, and for real. And I just heard of a story like that. Was that in Texas? I don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember if that was in Texas or not. I don't think it was. But anyway, go. You know what I'm saying? I'm an 80s baby. Child, y'all know y'all just had to be there with the time. You know what I'm saying? But like when we was growing up, we was always outside. Always. You know what I'm saying? We was always outside until it was time to come in for dinner. Child. So like we lived outside, literally. You know what I'm saying? That's why we knew how to grab trees and hug trees and climb them. And you know, that's where the tomboy thing came from. It just is what it is. So shout out to that. But anyway, we used to do something called ninja knocking. And that's when you knock on somebody's door and you run, you know what I'm saying? You run like a motherfucker, because you know they coming. It just is what it is. You know they coming to the motherfucking door. Like if you doing this at a house where ain't nobody gonna come to the door, you played yourself, okay? Oh, but anyway, what you doing? Oh, okay, I know that's right. So anyway, I was looking for that too. So anyway, basically swatting is like a whole nother level of ninja knocking. You know what I'm saying? Baby, make sure you go, if you can, make sure you put your stuff on my live. Please, can you put your stuff on my live? Because I feel like they be playing on my stuff. I don't have time for that. But anyway, happy 2026. Your TV. Oh, okay. So anyway, I need something to drink. Hold on, y'all. Hold on real quick. Put the TV in there on there? Mm-hmm. How you doing? You all right? Okay. That's good, baby. So anyway, so swatting is basically like a whole nother level to ninja knocking. You know what I'm saying? Ninja knocking is so innocent compared to swatting. You know what I'm saying? Because ninja knocking don't do nothing but get on somebody's nerves. That's it. That's the, you know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing. You annoyed. But swatting is on a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? Because they tell the police something where, like, to me, like, you know, it has to be like investigated. They gotta be investigative. They probably gotta come all in, da 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 da. It's fucking with the police. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what else to tell you. Like, that ain't nothing like ninja knocking. But anyway, let's continue. So I found out about swatting from Nicki Minaj because Nicki Minaj's house got swatted. They said something. I don't remember exactly what they said, child, but they said something about her baby, I think. Okay, and then so the second time I ever heard about swatting was with Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? Remember, Cardi B had got online and she was going off and she was saying that, like, CPS basically better quit playing with her, you know? Because she like, man, come on. Like, it's crazy. She see, to me, Cardi was coming off like, almost like they need a better system for that type of thing. You know, almost like, come on now. I'm a celebrity and, like, yeah, y'all should kind of just look a little deeper into y'all calls and stuff like that. Because for sure, somebody had called and said Cardi B was doing something to her kids. You know what I'm saying? Cardi B was going off. You know what I'm saying? As she should. Because, you know, she was like, man, my kids are well taken care of. Y'all quit playing with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, quit playing with me. Quit playing them kind of games with me. Hit the like button. So anyway, child, so here, so okay, that's what that's why I was telling my show executive producer today. I'm like, you know, I only heard of swatting for 2 times ever in my life. You know what I'm saying? And I was telling him once with Nicki Minaj and then once with Cardi B. Y'all tell me why I had a realization this morning, like an epiphany or something. Because it dawned on me, I was like, child, because I was basically watching, so I'm basically watching, let me listen. So I'm basically watching a house be swatted in Georgia. Y'all follow me? You with me? Come on, baby. Let's talk about it for the girls in the back. I said, oh, okay. So swatting, yeah, Miss Pressing Curl. I started using my baby, them good senses. Ooh, clock it. Because, you know, it is what it is. I said it just is what it is. No tea, no shade. But baby, I said, oh, so swatting is a Georgia thing. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I started using my common sense. I said, okay, so swatting is a Georgia thing. It come from Georgia. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me, like, my common sense gone ahead and clicked in. For real. You know what I'm saying? Like a remote on the television. Like, yeah, now I start making it start making hell of a sense, like a cashier. I said, okay, that shit come from Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Period. Point blank. So whoever had, yeah, let's talk about it, Miss Preston Curl. So whoever had Nicki Minaj shit swatted was a Georgia person. And whoever had Cardi B shit swatted was a Georgia person. Yeah. So shout out to that. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not gonna say 100%. I know that to be actual and factual, but child, let me tell you something. If they not a Georgia person, they done lived in Georgia or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, my common sense tells me that. So child, yeah, shout out to that realization this morning. That is crazy to me. Yeah. But truth is, like Fantasia said, God will reveal things. He absolutely will. So shout out to that. And that's crazy too, because for instance, when it was happening to Nicki Minaj, I wonder if Cardi B knew any of that. Like, I wonder if Cardi B know it now. She might not. I will say this, one thing I know, 2 things for sure. If I figured that out that fast, then Cardi possibly should have been able to figure that out that fast. Because it don't take, you know what I'm saying? it didn't take nothing but for me to realize that it be happening in Georgia, and then I put my comments in. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, baby, that's real math. Yeah. So shout out to that. I was like, ooh, okay, that's interesting. You know what I'm saying? That's real interesting, child. That's some news that the people can use. So, yeah, just letting y'all know. Just letting y'all know. Hold on. Child, I said, hit the like button though. But like, yes. I said, okay, child, y'all know. Won't he do it? Baby, y'all know. Y'all, y'all know. Like, I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere to get the tea. But I tell y'all that. I tell y'all that. One thing about me, I pay attention to everything. It's hard to get anything past me. Right. So what's the odds that I'm looking at TV? This shit ain't got nothing to do with Cardi B, no celebrities, no. I just put two and two together like that. Yeah, but I'm cold. I'm cold. It is what it is. So shout out to that. But like, I knew. Wanna tell y'all, I knew. So shout out to that. And like I said, now the girls know. Now the girls know. But I take it a step further. They probably already did. Cause I tell y'all that all the time. You know what I'm saying? I tell y'all that all the time. Celebrities like pretty much be like one step ahead. And then I take it a step further too though. Like if swatting is something that they be doing in Georgia, then yeah, you know, like Georgia people know that. And like I said, that's probably something that wouldn't be like, you know, just like a foreign concept to them because they be here, there, everywhere, you know, versus me, hell, I ain't never in Georgia. Ever. I came out there one time. I need to come back. I need to come back for sure. I want to experience Georgia. Now, I did have an okay time, but it was just an okay time because I was way out in the sticks. You know, like, child, didn't know what I was doing like that. As far as like traveling, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know nothing about no freaking traveling. You know what I'm saying? First, got an Airbnb. First mistake. I'll never do that again. You know what I'm saying? Next time it's a room or nothing. Yeah, you gonna have to have a room for me. Yeah, cause I try never. When I say never, never again. That just wasn't no good experience for me. But like anyway, I'm never in Georgia. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know. I had no clue. Like I said, I don't know about no freaking swatting. So, anyway, shout out to that. And shout out to me. I have to give me something to drink, y'all. It's hot. But what else was I finna tell y'all about Nicki Minaj? So, that's one. You know what I'm saying, Bobs? Shout out to that. Okay. Shout out to that good, here, there, everywhere type shit. Work. Okay. Period. And then what else is going on? The petition. Now, first of all, y'all make sure y'all follow my blog on Instagram. I need to give Ice Spice a shout out. It's two people that I want to give a shout out to. Two people had birthdays yesterday. One is Ice Spice, and who is the other? Dang, I feel like it's a guy. Anyway, I'll figure it out. Cap season, we in the building. Shout out to all of y'all. So the petition. Y'all make sure y'all follow my blog on Instagram. It's my comment section, okay? I made it all one word. It's all together. So anyway, on my blog, I haven't posted nothing about the petition because, child, I'm just like the Bobs. I don't give a fuck, you know, in my smoky voice. I just don't, you know, and like, one thing about me, I am a motherfucking Nicki Minaj fan to the heart. What? What's up, bitch? What we talking about? You know, like, What? You know, no denying it. It is what it is. And with that being said, though, I don't consider myself a barb. It's weird. I know. It's weird. But I don't consider myself a barb. I don't. Like, if you could draw, like, if I could draw like something to symbolize the way to look at it, it would be like 3 circles. You know what I'm saying? 3 circles. One circle with the barbs in it. The middle circle got me in it, and the other circle got the people that ain't a barb. You know what I'm saying? Or not fans. You know. Period. I'm in the middle. You know, I'm a Nicki Minaj fan, gonna always be, but I'm not a barb. You know, there's a difference. Like, I don't like pink hair. That's one. You know, let's just get that crystal clear. Hold on. First of all, I love pink hair on Nicki Minaj. I love pink hair on Ice Spice. I never had it for myself. Does that make sense? Child, but let me take it a step further because y'all know that's what I do here. I'm just like, I like natural color hair. I'm not into hair colors at all. Let's get that crystal clear, okay? Like, I'm not gonna wear no red, no blue, no pinks, no greens, no yellow. Although every now and then, right? I'm a woman. Every now and then I wanna play with it, get my little Kim on. But for the most part, I'm not doing no colorful hair, you know? So anyway, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. But that's my girl. You know what I'm saying? Hands down, like Nicki Minaj, that's my girl. So anyway, I ain't put up no goddamn petition. Nothing about no petition. I just want to see what the Barbs got to say. You know, what y'all think, how y'all feel. You know, I think petitions is always papers that go nowhere. Like I said, it's just, you know, like, I mean, I can't explain it. They do all of this, you know. I don't know. Petitions is a pump fake, if you ask me. But I will say this: where is Nikki? You know what I'm saying? I say, Nikki, Nikki, Nikki. We miss you. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. At least I do. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. You understand? Uh. Yeah, I'm not finna, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta sugarcoat nothing. I miss Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj is really entertaining. It just is what it is, hands down. And so she don't got her Instagram no more, child. And y'all know y'all know I like to keep it, you know, short and sweet. I don't got time to be on all these platforms like that. All of these platforms ain't even paying like that, you know? So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just, for me, it has to be beneficial, you know, in some way or another. So, like, yeah, Instagram is enough. You know what I'm saying? And Instagram is beneficial to where, you know what I'm saying, it delivers news. You know what I'm saying? For me. Information. I'm able to get information from Instagram. So, it is what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't really feel the need to go to all the other platforms to get information too. Like, if I'm on a platform, it has to be beneficial, period. You know what I'm saying? I'm too, like, I'm a vet. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like, I ain't no, you know? So anyway, I'm in my, third quarter. You understand? Like, I done already got past halftime. So shout out to that. I ain't no rookie. Hold on. Shy, but anyway. So, but the ball, you know, the people got a petition going on. Let me just say this. They got a petition talking about they want to get Nicki Minaj out of town. Yeah, yes, ma'am, Miss Pam. I mean, yes, ma'am, Miss Preston Girl. They want you to fuck out of here. But that's my girl. And if you ask me, Nicki ain't going nowhere. Yeah. So that just is what it is. But anyway, after that, let me move on, Poopa Stars, and let me. Yeah, I just want to show y'all my hair ain't all over my head either. Y'all see that? So shout out to that. My shit ain't all over my head. Y'all hold on. Yeah, check my kids. Got me out on live like now. Shit, move and go. I don't play that. If y'all ever meet my kids, y'all gonna meet them because they grow up and that's what they decide to do with themselves. You understand? I don't play like that when it comes to my family. I really don't play like that when it comes to a lot of shit. You heard me? Yeah. So shout out to that. Don't worry, because I'm definitely not that kind of mom. Every now and then, I be wanting to post pictures like with their head covered and all that, but man, I ain't got time for all of that. I absolutely don't. Talking about them is enough. You understand? Y'all know I got 4 kids. Period. So shout out to that. And y'all know I can't wait till my babies are grown. Period. So shout out to that, you know? I just feel like, man, you know, the kids grow up, I just feel like it's a time, baby. Now I feel like that's when I'm gonna give me a second win. You understand? And stuff like that. But no. Actually, my children are at a really, really, really good age and like we just smooth sailing from here. But anyway, y'all. Um, Damn, what was I telling y'all? Oh, yeah, let's get back to these handy dandy notes. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button and scoot up in here like a bumper car, okay? So anyway, today I had a realization that, now that was the other day. There was a realization that the internet wasn't about the Cardi B and Stephon Diggs me to death. Now they wasn't because they was getting on my nerves. Now the Nicki Minaj thing, like I was saying. Hold on. Now, the Nicki Minaj thing, I don't think the petition is going nowhere. Like I said, I'm gonna check on the Barbs this weekend, and I'm gonna make sure everybody doing all right. Yeah. Shout out to that, because I'm sure it's probably just one young one that might be a little worried and a little bit concerned, but I'm not worried about it at all, okay? And my heart's of our hearts, I feel like Nicki Minaj ain't going no motherfucking well. Truth is, I just feel like she done pissed a lot of people off, and the people that she pissed off, they gonna have to deal with her. Shit, but she won't be the first and she won't be the last. And I remember one time, a long time ago, I told I had told Draymond Green, I was like, man, I was telling his wife, I was like, girl, you married a villain. You know what I'm saying? You is married to a damn villain. Yeah. So is Kenneth Petty, okay? It just is what it is, child. Hit the damn like. So anyway, okay, Krishan Rock family drama. I forgot. Okay, so Krishan Rock got a little family drama going on right now, child. Yeah. Truth is, she didn't got into it with her brother, her favorite brother, Petey. Okay, because Petey is allegedly holding this car that Krishan paid for to give to her mama hostage. Now, listen, it depends on the way you look at it. Like, everybody know they mama. Petey might know his mama a little bit better than Krishan. This is just how I look at it. I'm just delivering the news. And the news is the siblings is getting into it behind the mama. And I'm just like, listen, everybody knows they mama. Don't come down too hard on Petey, Krishan. Maybe Petey feels like, this first thing I thought, I was like, maybe Petey feels like, girl, you give mama that car, we'll never see it again. You know what I'm saying? Period. So, like, I'll keep the car. I'll pick her up. I'll take her everywhere she needs to go. But, like, no, Krishan, you don't give somebody that isn't capable of, keeping a car. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. It just is what it is. Like, Krishan act like she don't know what's going on. Now we'll say these people were saying, oh, give her mama a car, her mama homeless. Well, maybe she feels like a car is better than nothing. Her mama can sleep in her car. Dang. I said girls in the back. You know what I'm saying? Because Krishan brothers and sisters have came together and got their mama a place before. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. So, like, I just feel like it's the reason behind everything that people do. And I remember when I was young, I always used to feel like, listen, if I ever come to a point where it's between my car and my apartment, this apartment gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, this car, this my shit. You know, I was paying on it still, but it felt more like mine's than the apartment did, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I was like, shit, because I'll be in this motherfucker. Yeah, if need be, you know. Because y'all know I am. I don't like to ask nobody for nothing. I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? You have a big 10 bedroom mansion, and honestly and truthfully, you know what I'm saying? I'll pull up outside. It is what it is. I'll pull up right on up outside of it. It just is what it is. Because I'm just not really into asking nobody. If I ask you for help, I really, 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 really needed it. You know what I'm saying? And I'll take it a step further. I trusted you like that. Because it's not a lot of people that I'll even ask for something. So shout out to that. But, like, yeah, no. As far as Krishan goes and her family goes, hopefully they get they stuff together. But, like, yeah, because Petey and Krishan are the closest siblings. I just hated to see her getting into it with her, like her only sibling that she close with, if that makes sense. So anyway, child, that's word on the curb. And then what else is going on? Word on the curb is Tiana Taylor and Aaron. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Word on the curb is Tiana Taylor and Aaron, that good looking couple. That really good looking couple. Has allegedly already called it quits. And I'm like, okay. Anyway, let's continue. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't really know nothing about Aaron like that. And if I gotta keep it a real, keep it a bean with y'all, keep it real, keep it a book, because y'all know that's what I do here anyway. So shout out to that. I just feel like Aaron was placed in, like, literally, I feel like he was placed in Tiana Taylor's life. I feel like that was a fake relationship. For whatever reason. That's just how I feel about it. Like, them folks would have really had to, they was gonna really have to be like some Energizer bunnies for real, for me to believe it anyway. I don't know why. I can't put my finger on it. It just seemed fake to me. Y'all follow me? Okay. Yeah. So it ain't nothing to really talk about. For me, it gave, we're gonna throw Aaron with Tiana so we can build up Aaron fame. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody knows who the fuck Aaron is. It just is what it is. Like, listen, I listen. I understand that people be here, there, everywhere, kind of like me. So shout out to that. Uh, and so people might have known Aaron before Tiana. I did not. Okay. It just is what it is. I told y'all I don't watch TV. So I don't know exactly where Aaron came from. But I will say this. To me, it was like, yeah, we going to throw him in with somebody so he can become a somebody, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And then he going to branch off, do his own thing. So no surprise, y'all. None. Not. It's not surprising at all. You know what I'm saying? That Tiana and Aaron ain't together no more. For me. So anyway, let's continue. Fivio Foreman said he's going to rehab. And I said, well, shout out to that, Fivio. Take care of your business. Handle your business and don't let it handle you. Let me tell you something. One thing about rhymes with rugs and the goose. Yeah, shout out to that. I'm just saying, moonshine, I mean the booze, whatever, like don't come for me. Don't come for me. Shit. Y'all established, I'm getting there. So shout out to that. That motherfucker got for me. Period. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just telling it like I see it. I'm calling shit like I see it. So shout out to that. Um, child, all of them people. Okay. I mean all of that stuff. You know, it can begin to get on your ass. You know, truth is. And that's the scariest thing about, oh, I'm just gonna have a, or I'm just gonna indulge. You know, it can begin to, you know, like how the daddy said on Friday, you got to worry about the dog catching your ass. You know, first it's you. You in control, right? But the puppy, which symbolizes the rugs and the booze and shit, like it didn't grow up. It didn't grow up. And now it's on your ass. It's big, you got a big dog, you know? And that's the only thing. Like I really, 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 and y'all know how I feel about this. You know what I'm saying? It's one of them touchy topics for me. You know, and I have, you know, I have a lot of empathy and sympathy for people who get themselves hooked up on stuff. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Fivio Foreign who was like, no, I'm finna get a grip on this shit. You know, I kind of like the Gorilla Glue lady, child. But anyway, shout out to that. And shout out to him, okay? And everybody around him, you know, who is helping him make that decision. And shout out to the old school ways of doing things, because I told y'all, like, I love the fact that the old school ways of doing things was like, yeah, you finna go to rehab, buddy. Yeah, you finna go as many times as you need to, buddy. You know, before you fuck up this bag, you know, it just is what it is. They just wasn't allowed to go around and child dust their shoulders off every other minute or two. You see? Yeah. So anyway, shout out to that. Now anyway, M and J. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, child. Oh well. Joe Budden calls out Kiki Palmer. I said, didn't I tell y'all? I told y'all. I told y'all. But Joe Budden called Kiki Palmer out for a different reason, because if you ask me, Joe Budden, you know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. He on different timing than your girl Shay Renee. Like Joe Budden feels like Kiki Palmer. Kiki Palmer, you act like you just can't stand guys who, you know what I'm saying? But then you all up in Blueface face. Let me say this, Joe. It's never cool to do stuff like that. We all know it. We all can think it, but it's never cool to voice it. Does that make sense? It just makes you look like a hater. You know, although to me, Kiki possibly does need to be called out on her shit. You know, it is what it is. Um, but I don't know. It's kind of pointless, you know, if you ask me. It's kind of pointless because, you know, people do stuff all the time. You know, they do. They do stuff all the time. And people be acting like, well, you shouldn't. Does that make sense? They just act like you shouldn't. So, for instance, let's say a couple get into it. Bad. The man go to jail, you know, and the woman leaves, never returns as a couple with the man, you know. But let's say she has a party for the kid. They have a kid together. She has a party for the kid. You know, this is years and years later. You got a lot of people who will chastise the woman who feel like you should never invite him into your space again, ever. Like, what, like almost like you're wrong. Like, you like it. I can't explain it. But it's kind of like I said. Joe Budden was coming down on Keke Palmer because he said that, okay, you said your kid's dad was fighting on you and stuff like that, but now you're around Blueface. Like, so that's what Joe Budden had called her out for. Now, me, I called Keke Palmer out too, a little bit. Not really. I just called out her actions. I told my poop stars, it is what it is. It was kind of like watching Keke Palmer, and then we chopped it up about it. Like, I wasn't necessarily calling her out. I was just saying, did y'all see Keke Palmer acting like Blueface was getting her? Child. Like she liked them. Let me just say that. You know what I'm saying? She just act like she liked them. She act to me. If Blueface was to ever say he messed with Keke Palmer, who would be surprised? Like nobody would be surprised. Because to me, they did a flirty live. You know what I'm saying? They did a flirty live. And Keke being a vet, being around all this time, let me tell you something. It's an art to that type of stuff. It is. It's an art to that type of stuff. She don't have it. You know what I'm saying? She just don't have it. So anyway, she came off as flirty. Because let me tell you something. When somebody is flirting with you, it is an art to be nice, but not flirty back. You know what I'm saying? It's a way to where when they leave, they still feel the same way about you that they did before they came. You know what I'm saying? Because some people when they don't like being flirted with, they, you know what I'm saying, like they'll offend the person in a way, or they'll do something to make the person feel uncomfortable to where it'll just stop, and like, fuck her. Like, I'm definitely, like, to where they feel different about you and blah, 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 blah. That's why I say it's an art to it. It is. It really is. It's the art to, like, being able to engage with somebody who's being flirty with you, but not flirt back. You know what I'm saying? At all. But still have a good interaction. It's art to that shit. For real. And Keke Palmer, she don't have it. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you right now, she don't have it. Because if she did, she would have been able to do it with Blueface. Well, I won't say that. I'm just gonna say, to me, she don't have it. And I'm just gonna say that. Because she definitely seemed like she kind of like, she came off like she was flirting, like she liked Blueface a little bit. I don't know what else to tell y'all. Hey y'all, make sure y'all scoot up, hit the like button, enjoy the show. Now, and I said I told y'all. So shout out to that. I told y'all. I like when my stuff be confirmed. I told y'all it was a weird interview. So anyway, child, and then okay, so y'all know, ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, we gotta get through this quick, cause let me see. Yeah, child, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. But I'm about to slide in a minute, so let me do what I need to do. So listen, child, it was this whole big ordeal, right, about Remy Ma and Papoose possibly linking up for the holidays, right? Now I didn't have no truth to it, so I just stuck to what I knew. I told y'all. I said, Papoose took a picture with his whole family. Clarissa was nowhere in sight. I said, but y'all know who was in sight? The golden child. And I was like, okay. My common sense kicked in. I said, okay. Clarissa is not allowed around Remy Ma's 7-year-old daughter. Period. End of discussion. You know what I mean? So we left it at that. Child, then here comes this. Okay, hold on. Let me rewind though. Let me rewind. Because in the midst of all that going on, there was also rumors that Papoose and Remy Ma had spent Christmas together, because they were saying that during the interview. Papoose was saying, I'ma stay the night at Remy Ma house. I'ma stay the night at Remy house so I can open up Christmas gifts with my baby the next morning. They said he said that. See, I didn't hear him say that. So maybe that that would explain why they were saying that. And it just dawned on me now that that would explain that. But let me just also say that there was a video of Remy Ma, right, in a, like in a fur coat. And in, you know what I'm saying, in this video, you can hear a man laughing and people were saying that they thought it was Papoose. Now anyway, fast forward. So I'm scrolling, minding my business, right? And a video scrolls down my Instagram and it's Remy Ma. And she's in the same fur shop with the same designer. You know what I'm saying? So I click on it and I give it a listen. Okay. And Remy is talking about how when the man asked Remy, tell the people how we met, Remy. You know what I'm saying? And Remy, she broke the story down. And while she's telling the story, she mentions Papoose. Okay, I'm like, oh, okay. This is getting interesting, right? And so then after that, I'm like, okay, noted. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think nothing of it like that. You know what I'm saying? She just told a story about how her and the man met. And told the story so goddamn good. And shit, I want me a coat from the man. Yeah. Well, shout out to that. Shout out to him. I'm coming out that way. Don't worry. And so, child, look, you want the truth? You gotta have it over here with me. So anyway, then the man, a couple of days later, he posted a video of Papoose now. But I'm looking at the man. The man got on the same outfit he had on when he was with Remy, except he had a coat on and he took the coat off. Same sweater, same pants. So I'm like, hold on. Then I go to his page and I see another video where he by himself and he like Merry Christmas. And I'm like, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me this is all before Christmas? I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. I see what y'all done did. So anyway, truth is, let me tell y'all, y'all know a girl like me, period. You know what I'm saying? I'm too, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to get anything over my eyes because I pay too much attention to detail. I said, listen, I see what you did. Yeah, bitch, I see what you did, Remy. Let me tell y'all what Remy did. She basically used the man that sell coats. Because hold on, first of all, hold on, before we get there, let me rewind. So people was in the man comments like, oh my God, Papoose and Remy Ma was there together and you being messy. You know what I'm saying? And the man was like, nah, it was actually different days. And I can explain. You know what I'm saying? He basically said it was different days and he can even explain why he had the same outfit on. So then now mind you, I had already posted on my blog. I'm like, oh, okay, something ain't right. These two was definitely like, yeah, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, we didn't spotted y'all. This man in the same outfit on. Like, it seemed like y'all was there at this store at the same time, you know? And so I seen that another blog had posted that somebody said that it was a different day. No, was it a different day? It was different times. You know what I'm saying? Not different days, different times, but remind you the designer had already said in his comments that it was a different day. Child, so anyway, I'm as I'm going through the comments on the post that says that sources say that it was a different time. People was like, man, the man don't know what to say now. Y'all done got him caught up. He just took the whole post down. So I go to his page and he did. He took the post down of him and Papoose. Because he had posted a video of Papoose too. You know what I'm saying? Like I told y'all, explaining how cool they are. And Papoose was like, yeah, he had just bought a coat, So it was like a promo video, if you will. It's like Remy did one, Papoose did one too. Child, y'all follow me? I know it's a lot. So, anyway, long story short, I went to the man page and he did. He took the Papoose video down. So I'm like, okay, I see what the fuck going on. Like, I'm too smart for this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to pull a fast one over on me. So I see what happened. Let me tell y'all what happened was. Y'all make sure I hit the like button. What had happened was Remy Ma used her partner, okay, the man who sell coats. It is what it is, because they close. You know what I'm saying? Remind you, they is close. Remy Ma basically explained that they got so close to where Remy Ma be designing some of the coats. So she was basically like, yeah, so some of y'all favorite people, when they come up in here, Yeah, let's talk about him, Express Girl. They probably got on a coat that I didn't design. And the man was like, okay, now you being messy, Remy. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah. So they real cool. Long story short, he didn't give a fuck about using his platform, okay, to come for Papoose. It's either that or Remy played him. Child, but it don't matter. Let me tell y'all what happened was. Mind you, Remy Ma told Clarissa to keep her name out her mouth. And every time Clarissa speak on her, it's gonna be bad for Papoose. She told them that the last time. So remind you, they just did an interview where Clarissa spoke up and she was like, they didn't moved on. Everybody happy now. Like, what's going on? You know, like this is my man. My man, my man, my man type shit. That's one. That's strike one. And so the second strike is the day before all of this fur coat stole drama went down. Clarissa was online talking about that's his ex-wife. You know what I'm saying? She said that's his ex-wife. So I feel like Remy Ma was like, oh man, I'm finna show this bitch how to go down the slide. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me hurt this whole feelings one time. Yeah, she used her partner with the fur, with the coat first though. Yeah, to show that like, girl, quit playing with me. You know what I'm saying? Cause this your man, the same one that's up in here buying me this fur coat. You know what I'm saying? He bought him one, but he bought me one too. Type shit. That's what he gave. You know what I'm saying? Y'all swear he gave it. Or, you know what I'm saying? He gave, like, she wanted Clarissa to think that Papoose was somewhere around her. Like, yeah, bitch, why you being funny? You know, this nigga up here. You know what I'm saying? This nigga up here with me. Type shit. But at the same time, we all know Remy got a boyfriend too. So she had to be, you know, like, she can't just really just put it out there. But child, I laughed so ugly when I put all the pieces of the story together. I was like, yeah, Remy Ma basically played Pap. You know what I'm saying? She played Pap, and to me, she played her homeboy too. Because he probably wasn't in on it like that. Who knows? I think he was, though. Honestly, I think he got a closer relationship with Remy and he was just down to do it. You know, it is what it is. Remy spends money. Now, I'm not saying Pap don't either, but I think, like, they're closer. They have a business relationship, child. So in other words, she used her partner. You know what I'm saying? And they did that. They did. Together, they exposed Papoose. Now, I will say this, though. Clarissa just, I don't know. She just strikes me as the type of woman that, like, wants to believe what Pap says. You know? Like, y'all know how I go. Sometimes people want to be happy so bad that they'll look the other way, you know? So I feel like all Pap got to do is say, man, I wasn't there at the same time as her, and that's it. You know? He ain't got to worry about looking like no raccoon the next day or no shit like that. You know? It just is what it is because the girl, to me, the girl just, she wants them so bad. Yeah. But anyway, she seemingly wants him so bad, child. And then, so anyway, after that, let's continue. Soldier Herbo and his kid's mother, Taina, congratulations to them. They getting married. Oh, I said, you know, it like I didn't even like not even on no hater shit at all because I don't even really have that in me. But for real, like when I said, oh my God, finally just slipped out. For real, because you know, I think we was all expecting this last year, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think Jaherbo was kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Shit. He was intentional. You know what I'm saying? So congratulations to them. I feel like he was real intentional about the way he did it, right? It was cute. It was real cute. Because I think he felt like a lot of people gonna do it for Christmas. I'ma do this shit for New Year's, you know? And that was so cool to me. Especially because his fiance was probably, you know, she probably was waiting like, oh my God, maybe for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Like, this man that bought me all the bracelets I need, all the little rings I need. You know what I'm saying? All the little promise rings. Yes, I promise. You know, I rock her wedding ring. You know, your promise ring type shit. You know, like what else is there else to buy type stuff. So I feel like she was waiting. And so for Christmas when she didn't get it, it probably was like a little, just a little, you know what I'm saying? And Jeherbo, he probably been seeing that little, you know, like, this bitch, like, yo, this bitch think I ain't fair. She think it ain't gonna happen still, you know? So that was so cute, child. He just pulled out that big old ass rock on, on, New Year's. And I was like, I'm so happy for them. Like, for real. We was all waiting. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Child, we was like, shit, we were just like the baby mom. What you waiting on? You know what I'm saying? It be like that sometimes. Especially when a man be acting like they so fucking in love. You know how Jeherbo be acting, child. Jeherbo be acting like he's so motherfucking in love. And that's good though. Congratulations. But then it's like, you know, people be feeling like, well, what you dragging your feet for? And then we didn't heard him talk about it and stuff like that. He said he was just, to me, he's like a lot of people waiting on the perfect moment. And sometimes, I'm not gonna say every, you know, but sometimes, you know, the perfect moment, it just never seems to come, you know. Truth is. Shit, like Fantasia said. But again, congratulations to them. I don't know how old they are, but I feel like they old enough to, you know, make such a huge decision and stand by it, you know. And I was like happy. I'm just so happy for them. Um, yeah, so shout out to that. Now I will say this. I will say this. I was looking at her and I'm like, girl, because this is the thing. I like, oh, you don't know what you know what I'm saying? What you getting into. You know, but not in a bad way. Just like, you know, marriage is a different level. You know what I'm saying? It is. It like turns your relationship up a notch. I don't care what nobody says. It is. It's that's why I can't stand when people be trying to say like it's just a piece of paper or because it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's not. But like, um, you know, you just gotta let people, you know, have their own opinions and stuff like that. But for me, it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's not. And so, yeah, you know, it's like, girl. But one thing about her, though, I feel like she'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I feel like she'll be okay. Because Miss Preston Curl seems like she can hang, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure I hit the like button. And I'll take it a step further, too. Shit. What's his name? Herb had to make sure, you know, if you ask me, like she was being tested, you know, she passed. You know, it just is what it is. She passed. So shout out to her. And congratulations to him. I'm so happy for them. Yeah, it just is what it is, Miss Preston Curry. Them people got babies. So like, yeah. And then what else is going on these internet streets? DDG responds to Soldier Boy, and I liked his response. First of all, DDG is out of town. I mean, out of the country, overseas. He in Africa right now. I just feel like DDG can't even respond like that. Then I was paying attention to how Blueface responded. I was like, oh no, this ain't gonna be fun at all. You know, Blueface on paper. Child. Truth is. You know, so I feel like Soldier Boy know that. Soldier Boy trying to get him to crash out so he can go back to jail. Like you know, it just I can't explain it, but it ain't that real to me. If that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. I can't explain it, but it's almost like yeah. Why are you trying to get him to crash out? You know, like anyway, it just don't seem too G to me. But I'm like, yeah, as far as DDG goes, I'm here for it. I'm like, yeah, DDG, I wouldn't mind. You know, truth is. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Yes, baby. You can set that right on up. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So shout out to that. But anyway, DDG did respond, and he basically was like, "Man, I don't care about what such and such did when he was little. What is such and such got going on now, you know?" And Soldier Boy responded back, and Soldier Boy was like, "I don't care. I did that, you know, and I can talk about that as long as I want, you know." Child, it's crazy. But anyway, overall, I don't think it's going on well like that. So anyway, shout out to all the boys though who get into the bag. Yeah. And then let me tell you something. Candy and Todd, child, Candy and Todd spent New Year's together. Congratulations to them. Congratulations to them though. I mean, not congratulations. Shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them because I listen. It ain't much. Like when people be like, it ain't much out here. I really do believe that in my hearts of our hearts, man. If you can make it work with your person, make it work with your person. Sometimes people be leaving a person for the stupidest reasons. Now, I'm not saying cheating is stupid. A stupid reason to leave. Absolutely not. That's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is if you can work it out, child, like an athlete, please work it out. Okay, it just is what it is. Shout out to that. Just please work it out. Now I will say this though. Candy posted a video of her and the kids celebrating New Year's. It had no Todd in sight. You got a Todd page and he got the whole family. I'm like, Candy, girl, please, don't be embarrassed now. Yeah, you see. Um, but we gonna have to just wait and see where this goes. You know, truth is, like Fantasia said. Um, Now I will say this. Y'all know I'm a zodiac girl, and sometimes I base opinions. I for real, truth is, like I said, I can really sometimes form opinions off of people's zodiac signs. And one thing I can say about Candy, because I don't know when Todd birthday is, but Candy is a Taurus, right? And one thing that I can say about Taurus is like they can be extremely friendly. You know what I'm saying? With their exes. You know, let me just say that. So, oh yeah, Miss Crazy Girl, you ain't know? Child. Them, like, they the type of people who could be broken up for 20 years, still coming together for Christmas. Every Christmas, without fail. You know? Child. So, I don't know. You know, I know everybody rooting for them, child. I am too. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I will just say this, you just never know. Because Candy is a tourist. So anyway, shout out to that child. But they spent the new year together, okay? Candy and Todd. People say that. Todd said that's the first scheme that he set up this year. So anyway, shout out to Todd though. Cause Candy filed. So yeah, it is what it is. Some people in the comments were saying that what does Todd just want his wife to just be more present? I said, well, you know, who knows? It's possible. Okay, Miss Pressure Girl. I mean that's a possibility, but we don't know. You know what I'm saying? Here, there, everywhere to get the tea, but child ain't been in Atlanta at all. So anyway, yeah, shout out to that. And then after that, let me move on, y'all. And let me talk about Natalie Nunn real quick. So Natalie Nunn did an interview with Cam Newton, and I didn't see it like that. I didn't watch it like that. I saw the clips. And I saw everybody coming down hard on Natalie. I don't know why people come down so hard on Natalie. I don't know. I need to watch the full interview because just off of just initially what comes to my mind is what's the problem, you know, because I don't know, like I just Natalie is like she is, I want to say, I don't know, I don't know, but I will say this, you know, people are going back and forth because some people feel like Natalie did too much in the interview, you know, and then okay, I know that's right, shout out to that. some people feel like Natalie did too much in the interview, and then some people feel like what's it called? It had some type of undertone, right, in the interview. Like I even heard somewhere that somebody was saying that Cam Newton and his team was kind of like had set out to embarrass Natalie. And let me just say this. I don't know how true that is. It's all alleged chill. But let me just say this about it. I do feel like when you do these interviews, you have to be extremely careful because you don't know what, right? You don't. So, like for instance, here Natalie is in the interview. She's talking about her op. You know, it is what it is. And instead of being able to speak freely about her op, the interviewer is like defending her. And that's like what? Like it's weird. Like I don't even want to be in those type of spaces. You know what I'm saying? If I'm sitting down and I'm talking about my op and I say she ugly, and ain't really hitting on shit, I don't need the interviewer to say, but she's not. She's actually a nice looking woman. Like who does like you know what I'm saying? Type shit. So in other words, it's like you need to go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. You feel me? And it was one of them interviews where she was just tolerated, it seemed like. And so I think that's where a lot of her attitude was coming from. Now, some people say that they feel like she was on something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Truth is, I don't know. And like I said, I didn't watch the whole interview. So from the clip I saw, I can't necessarily say she looked like she was on something to me. I didn't get that. I just got that she was speaking almost like aggressively. You know what I'm saying? Which people do in interviews. It is what it is. It happens sometimes, especially when maybe y'all not on the same page, or maybe, they're speaking about something that, got a little passion, heated up a little passion in them. It got a little passionate, type shit. But I don't know. I don't know, y'all. But I will say this. This is what I want to say about it. Overall, because I like them both. I like Cam Newton and I like Natalie Nunn. I like Natalie Nunn. I think Natalie Nunn is a boss. Period. Type shit. And I like that. That's admirable. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. And it don't matter who it is. It's always admirable. To see somebody go get them some money. It is what it is. Go get them some money. You know, um, especially in such a way. It's different. It's levels, if that makes sense. But seeing people take care of themselves, yeah, I like that. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I like that type of shit. I don't care how you doing it either. Well, not like that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, you can be shit like Natalie Nunn. You know what I'm saying? Got your own TV show or whatnot. You can be the manager at Popeyes. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? If you handling your business and you taking care of yourself, shit. I like that. Okay? So shout out to that. But like no. For real. I like Natalie. You know. And I also feel like I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I just feel like oh man, it's hard to explain. How can I put it? Cam Newton is a big ass personality, y'all. He is. He is. And I feel like interviewing with Cam, okay, can be intimidating as fuck. It can. Because to me, Cam do pop plugs. You know what I'm saying? He do. He will say things that can offend you. you can find offense to. He will say things that, it's up to you. Like, it's up to you to be offended or not. It's up to you to change the tone of the question, and it's up to you to check his ass, in a respectful way, or crash out. It just is what it is. But Cam Newton definitely, and I'm not just gonna say Cam Newton because I think that's unfair. Interviewers, period. They be in a position where they can make people uncomfortable and embarrassed. Right. And I liked Natalie Nunn's interview with Cam because she didn't allow him to do that. Okay? It just is what it is. Because Cam will, if the opportunity presents itself, he will. And then it's even more crazier, right? Because come to find out, you was doing it because you cool with such and such. Or you did it because, yeah. And whole time, like Rick Ross said, I ain't know it. So like, that's just my personal opinion on the whole Cam Newton, Natalie Nunn interview type shit. You know what I'm saying? That it just is what it is. That's my opinion, y'all. Now I didn't even really want to form one because I didn't watch the whole thing. I didn't. I'm a victim of the clip forming. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I didn't necessarily, I didn't see the whole interview, so it's kind of hard for me to get my opinion on it, y'all, for real. But I'm just going off of what I've been hearing, right? It's no different than Pastor Brian. Is he on here? Yeah, shout out to that. Next one I'm finna talk about. Child, it's no different than Pastor Brian. I didn't see Pastor Brian at the event. None of that. All I saw was his wife is going viral for wearing a dress. Let me see if I got a picture of her in this dress. Child, the wife is going viral for wearing a dress that they feel like, as a pastor's wife, she shouldn't have never wore. Let me see if I got a picture of her in this dress. Yeah, there it is. Child, yeah, I was trying to get it, child. Look. Okay, so this is the dress. This is Pastor Brian's wife and the dress, okay? And her dress went viral, y'all, because people feel like it was inappropriate. Now, I'm not sure what type of event that the pastor and his wife had went to, okay, at all. I'm not sure. But whatever event it was, a lot of people feel like Miss Preston Curl shouldn't have been outside like that. Okay. Yeah, truth is, like Fantasia said. Now let me tell y'all what I think. Off the rip, I said yes. I said, oh. Miss Preston Curl. I was like, see, this is why. Like, in my hearts of our hearts, y'all, the dress is cute. Okay? Yeah, let's talk about it. It's cute. I like it. It's cute. Now, is it appropriate for a pastor's wife? Absolutely not. Okay? Absolutely not. I would like, the only place that dress would be appropriate for is if they was like on vacation, and the people, like they on vacation, right? The dinner beach room, like nobody can see us. It's just me. I mean, my husband and I type shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, in my hearts of our hearts, no, her dress is not appropriate for a first lady. It just is what it is. And my initial thoughts was, that's why, like, you don't become a first lady. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not, and I think they came out wrong. And those wasn't even my initial thoughts. But it was something similar. You know what I'm saying? It's like, don't sign up for things that you feel like you're not ready for. You know what I'm saying? Don't sign up for things that you feel like uh you're not capable of or doing to your best ability. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because at the end of the day, the truth is, like Fantasia said, if you want to be a first lady, then why would you like like the first ladies don't dress like that. You know? And I've come to the point where I'm tired of people trying to like make shit fit like just because they want it to fit. No, that's not a appropriate dress for a pastor's wife. Period. Let's talk about it. And then you got him talking about he paid for it and all of that and all of that. Listen, sir, we already knew that, okay? Yeah, truth is. But at the end of the day, you got a first lady, okay? And she can't dress like that. I'll take it a step further. Hold on. Let me rewind. She can dress like that, but truth is, she shouldn't, sir. Okay? It just is what it is. You know, and it reminds me of when Gucci Man said, y'all quit taking these jobs that you don't want. Gucci Man said, if you don't want the job, don't take it. Like if you're not gonna do it the best of your ability, please don't take it. You know? And that's how I feel about this type of situation. Ma'am, you signed up to be the first lady. There is so many other, and will be, okay? There are now and there will be to come. So many other more cute outfits, first lady appropriate. Eh, you know what I'm saying? If you knew that you still like to show a little skin and dress like the other ladies who aren't married to pastors, then why marry a pastor child? Why? Like Jada Kidd said. Oh, you know, why y'all gotta do y'all congregation like that? Yeah. You know, truth is. And then I know he don't want to hear it, but it just is what it is. Like, your ass chose wrong too. You know? It just is what it is. But we're gonna need a clean up on one of these aisles, Pastor. You know? And it ain't that little speech he got up there and put a child, let me tell you something. I was uninterested. I ain't heard nothing. I saw that they said he was addressing everybody, and I seen he was trying to defend it, child, and I kept scrolling. I ain't heard nothing from the pastor, and don't want to. Okay, because um because I just feel like he ain't got all the answers, Sway. Yeah, let's talk about it. He don't got the answers either. Okay? Because the truth is, he don't want to admit that he chose wrong. You know, it is what it is. But now, you know, now y'all know. You know what I'm saying? Moving forward. Either you want to be the first lady and conduct yourself like a first lady or you don't. Either you want to be the pastor and lead, you know what I'm saying, your congregation, right? Or you don't. You know, it just is what it is. But like, no, ma'am, Pam, we not finna have first ladies out here twerking in it. You know, because the next thing, that's what's gonna be next. Next thing, you like you let her get away with wearing this outside. Next thing she'll be twerking. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's talk about it. Next thing you know, she'll be twerking. Next thing you know, she'll have on some coochie cutters. You know, like it just keep going. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, she'll be working out with joy in life with her ass crack hanging out her tights. You know, like I mean, it just. Pastor, come on back, come on back, come and talk to me. Come on. I said, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Baby, please come talk to me. Okay. And like, let's just think this thing through. Right? Um, I hate when people act like they don't, like, people be acting like they so, like they in the back. Yeah. And like, no. To me, in my hearts of our hearts, that lady knew. You know what I'm saying? She saw that dress and she was like, they said, she said, they said, she said, And when I say they, the team was like, nah, man. I knew we shouldn't have brought this in here. Yeah. But like, how much you want to bet? She was like, let me ask him. Type shit. But like, man, no. Ain't nobody got to tell you. Should nobody have to tell you. You know what I'm saying? As a first lady. But it is what it is. I tell y'all a lot of time. God tells us that we not perfect humans. We gonna make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? That was a mistake, Miss Preston Curl. It is what it is. But don't try to defend it. And don't try to act like there's more to come. Child, please don't. Like, no, ma'am, like, let's not make this normal. Let's not make this a thing, okay? There's too many first lady outfits, period. I guarantee. Look at, what's her name? The lady that preach. She be cute. She be cute as hell. Yeah. Okay, truth is. So, like, y'all stop this. Y'all stop this. Okay? Y'all stop this. Like, absolutely not. Yeah. But like that's the thing though. We all know times is changing, child. Generation Morant. Eventually Generation Morant gonna be in the pulpit. So, But I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Y'all please don't ever try to make these outfits right here a thing for the first lady. Because this right here, Miss Pam, Miss Presser Girl, that ain't gonna never be a thing for the first lady. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. I just wish I could be a fly on the wall with all the elders who was embarrassed. Lord, I wish I could have been there. Yeah. Oh, I know they had a thing or two to say. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Listen. Come on now, ain't nobody gonna wanna pay tithes and offerings this month. You know? I mean, it just is what it is. Y'all listen, Jamal. Okay, Pastor Brian. Y'all get it together down there. Period. I'm gonna need y'all to get it together. Cause listen, I took one look at the dress. I said, no, ma'am. Where the rest of it? Yeah. I don't care. Beautiful dress. Beautiful. But it ain't for you. It just ain't for you. And it ain't nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? It just ain't nothing wrong with it. See, the problem is the pastor like women that wear stuff like that. Yeah, it just is what it. That's why. And so, but he got to come from up out of there too. You know what I'm saying? Cause like stuff like that is at home only. It just is what it is. It's at home only. But it's telling, right? It's telling. They're like, yeah, that's why they both thought it was cute. Mm-hmm. But it ain't. It ain't. And it ain't gonna never be cute. He know dang well he ain't never seen no first lady in no dress like that. Okay? So it just is what it is. But like, hey, we living in some times, we living in some crazy times. We living in times where but listen, speaking of the Bible, they say it will happen. They said you gonna run into them times in the Bible. So that's crazy. They said, we gonna run into times where people gonna be trying to flip wrong and make it right. No, sir. Okay? No, sir. We just ain't letting you do that. Not today. I said not today. We're not there yet. Okay? So shout out to that. But like, yeah, no. Absolutely not. But yeah. Shout out to everybody who called out the dress, child. Cause like I said, they It was already a story before I got to it. Yeah. And then anyway, after that, y'all hit the like button. Last but not least, let's get into this. So, Benzino. First of all, I like Benzino, man. So this is kind of hard, but it is what it is. Let's talk about it. I signed up for it, so yeah, let's do it. Now, y'all know Althea, who has a baby by Benzino, recently called Benzino out and was saying that she think he was messing with Bobby V. I said, slow down. Like Bobby V said. But no, for real. I'm just like, listen, I really don't know. But I will say this. Benzino did an interview with Carlos King, and that ninja gonna look at Carlos King and say, am I gay? Like, that did it for me. I was like, oh, okay. Okay. Okay, Mr. Preston Curl. Like, You see? Yeah, okay. Like, I just feel like that just did it for me. Um, yeah. Shit. It just is what it is. Because I was like, who does that? Who does that? Somebody in the comments was like, oh, he don't even know. But I just don't see a straight man doing that. To me, it was more so like, do you get that vibe from me? You know what I'm saying? So like him asking a gay man, like, do you get that vibe from me or something, bro? Like, can you tell? Like, and it was crazy. Oh, it was crazy, babe. I said, go on, Benzino. You trying to take somebody through there today, bro. Damn. Like, oh, you was like, he could have, to me, he should have just left it alone, because this type of stuff tends to grow legs. Now, if it's not true, I feel really sorry for Benzino because, this stuff didn't grow. The legs are so long on the story now that I just feel like so many people ran with it. They just stood there and ran right beside it. Yeah, it just is what it is. And it's sad. You know what I'm saying? It's sad because it could very well be not true. But I just want to say this. I find it, one thing that I can say that must be noted is everybody, they don't say that about everybody. And so I like to take a note and just jot that down, if that makes sense. Now, a lot of people do get those rumors. A lot of people do, but not everybody, And then some people, it comes up once, then some people, it come up a whole lot. And I just feel like with Benzino being older, that sucks for him. You know what I'm saying? Because, okay, somebody like Boss Man D-Lo, for instance, Boss Man D-Lo is a good example because they said that about him. I think once. I think only once. But if no more than 2 times, right? But like he the prime example. Like if that never comes up again, I feel like he'll be okay. But if it keep coming up to the point where Boss Man D-Lo is 50 something, then it's like, oh man, come on, man. They start saying that way back when. You know? Um, and I don't know. I think this rumor is new for Benzino though. I don't remember them saying it when he was young, like when he was, Benzino, when he was, making money and respected and stuff. I don't know. I want to say it started like around the Love and Hip Hop days and stuff. Either way, it's extremely sad. It's sad if it ain't true, and it's sad, you know, if it is, honestly. It's sad all around. Truth is. But I don't know if it's true or not. But like I said, when he said what he said to Carlos King, I was like, oh Lord. Well, that wasn't a good look. And I was like, okay, this man is definitely aging. And that's one thing about getting older that, you know, like you still want to, you don't want to, like, you don't want to look old and crazy and don't know what you're doing. Like older people, we tend to, I cannot believe I said we, but I am older. So it is what it is. Shout out to that. We tend to want to stay hip though. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't want to be using outdated words and, you know, looking away. Child, call it a they call it a senior citizen. Child, they kill me with that. Call it what you want, but people like to be, up on shit. Okay. Truth is, and yeah, he definitely made himself look like a old head that just like is losing credibility, fast. Cause how the hell you don't know it ain't a good idea to look at a gay man and say, am I gay? And it seemed like Carlos didn't even know what to do with the question. He was like, "Well, I don't know you to be. That's why." You know, Carlos said, oh. Ah, where that it came from? You see, baby. But nah, all jokes aside, he really didn't know what to do with that. I feel like he really didn't know what to do with that child. But anyway, poop sauce. It's your girl Shay Renee. This is Politicking Hour. I had to pull up on y'all today. Period. At first I wasn't, but I was like, might as well. Let's do it. I don't think I'm coming back for a show. It depends though. This internet get to jumping. Yeah, like a 6-4. I might be back. Yeah, truth is. So shout out to that. But anyway, Pooper Stars, it's your girl Shay Renee. I had a funky good time with y'all. I always do. Period. That's why I keep coming back. Um, and yeah, I'll see y'all on my next video. Don't forget to have a good weekend, and I hope all of y'all are having a happy new year so far. Hit the like button, replay gang. Y'all get in here and do y'all thing. I'll see y'all on my next video. Bye.